Here we are, just driving around the neighborhood. Gonna run to the grocery store here and try to pick up a couple things. We don't absolutely need anything, but let's just go out and see what's gonna go on. This guy's been working on his house for years. He has shutters on all the windows and they're not down yet. I know. Seems like the only homes that have boards are the ones that are older. Well, the nursing home has storm shutters, Steve. That guy's storm shutters are down all the time. He never puts them up. I think they're broken. But I guess now's the time to be glad your storm shutters are broken in the down position.
He put them in after Hurricane Hazel in 1955. And raised them since.
Now this is scary. Look at all the pipes and stuff laying out here that could go airborne. Now we're almost to the grocery store. I'm gonna wonder what a madhouse that'll be. Although the roads aren't too bad around, the local roads aren't bad. Last evening, Publix grocery stores, or local grocery stores, said they were closing at 6 o'clock this evening. However, I saw on a friend's Facebook post they were going to close at noon. So we headed out early just to see what was going on. Luckily, she was right, and I could get some stuff. I mean, who doesn't want to celebrate their first hurricane with a hurricane cake, complete with an eye and raindrops? Here you can see that they were out of some things. Bread, water, a lot of sodas, soup, some crackers and cookies. But I found everything that we wanted. We got a lot of things like granola, protein bars, alright, I admit it, cookies, crackers, comfort foods. Just so ironic that the weather's going to be so bad, and yet today is the prettiest day we've had in so long. Stop sign. Jolly Trolley's still running. Doesn't look so jolly though.
Mm-mm.
Town Square. Right down at the end of the streets, the water. The dog eating in mural where dogs are feeding.
Riding out the hurricane, things hopefully won't get too bad tonight, and then we'll be back on schedule late tomorrow afternoon probably.
And you were asking if we have a basement. We don't, but here's the stairs, and underneath the stairs, I made a little couch and a little room, and we have a bed. And because I was painting, I decided to paint in here today. So that's the start of my painting. So we have a nice safe place. They say that this is just as nice as a basement to go to. And we have a light in there and everything, so we'll be okay. Here's a better view of our room under the stairs. I decided to paint a mural on the wall to help pass the time, and since Harry Potter lived in the cupboard under the stairs, I decided on a Harry Potter inspired mural. It's Hogwarts Castle at night with the quote, "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light." Albus Dumbledore. Well, we've woken up today. Irma's making her landfall far down south. It's not supposed to even really start getting here until this afternoon, with the worst of it hitting overnight. We have some fast-moving clouds. I'll come over here, maybe you can see a little better. This isn't time-lapse, that's just how fast the clouds are going right now. We've had some rain, nothing real major. It's just very bizarre that where we're at, the storms usually come from the west or southwest, and this is coming from the east northeast, which is just, we never get storms like this. As we stand here, they're expecting the eye of Irma to go directly over where we're at sometime overnight. All I know is I think this is the last one I'm going to try to ride out. This is just too intense. I don't know what that was. Sounded like a power generator kicking on somewhere. But we still have power, so you can see the neighbor's lights on. You hear the air conditioners. A lot of birds out. Guess they haven't read about the storm in the tweets. Okay, bad joke. I make bad jokes when I'm nervous. Well, here we are again. It's raining lightly. Clouds are still moving. People are still out and about. It's not that bad as far as we've had a little wind, we've had a little rain. You can see the speed of the clouds is picking up. There have been some tornadoes near here that are spinning off of the bands from the hurricane. But really, so far we've been lucky. As you can see, we've had a little rain. Those of you not familiar, our street here is made of crushed seashells. That's why it's white. Right there. It's a little darker back there. That's where the bands are coming from right now. Now, those of you worried about the storm surge, we're in what's called Zone D. And the zones here are based on how far the storm surge would have to get to you for flooding. Where we are, Zone D, you need basically 35 feet of surge. We're technically about 15 feet above sea level, but because of the distance on top of the height, that's why it's 35 feet. If you look down there through the courtyard, if you go straight, you'll hit the Gulf of Mexico and about 3.5 blocks. Now it's all downhill, thank God, which means the water has to come up. But here's the irony of it. Just past those houses is where Zone D starts. You look through the trees there. Right at the edge of those trees is a parking lot. That line is Zone E. And where you see that little concrete barrier up there, let me go close here. Right up there in the middle where that bushes, that is the non-evacuation zone. Meaning that is so high that the storm surge won't get there. So we have a way to get out if we need to. We can just walk up there and we'll be fine. Wind's picking up. There's our fruit tree, our 6th fruit tree. You can see some of the fruit there. We were going to pick it yesterday, but it's just not ripe, and they'll fall. They'll just go down to the ground and splat, and they'll be fine. Rain's picking up a little bit. We have grapefruits, oranges, tangerines, lemons, limes, and some other kind of grapefruit. I think it's a regular grapefruit and a ruby red. So there's 6 different kinds of citrus fruits on that tree. But right now we're just getting some rain. It's a little heavier than the mist than when I first came out of here. Just in the 5 minutes since I finished the last part of this video, the rain's really started to pick up. You can see it here coming off my neighbor's roof there. Heavy band of rains come in. And we are now officially under a tornado watch until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. With the heavy bands of the hurricane moving through, because the wind is moving so fast, sometimes it will spin off like curlicues of tornadoes. So we're going to be alert for that. We have our safe room ready. We have lots of pillows and all kinds of good stuff in there to hang out with, and we'll be okay. But I thought I'd just update you with the way it's changed in just the 5 minutes. It's almost 4 o'clock. The winds have picked up. Right now it's just drizzling. We've had some bands of heavy rain go through, a couple nasty wind gusts. They just announced that Irma thankfully for us, sad for them, has wobbled just ever so slightly to the east and has made landfall on Marco Island, which for us makes a huge difference because that means she's going to be dragging along land a lot longer before she gets here. When we went to bed last night, she was tending towards the west, which means that she was aiming right for the peninsula of Pinellas County, and that's where St. Petersburg, Clearwater is located, and it would have been very bad for us. Thankfully, again for us, I'm sorry for them, she's wobbled in, and hopefully we'll start slowing down soon. We're still going to have a long night. There's still going to be some high winds, likely power outages. With any luck, it'll all be tolerable because the winds won't get as high. They're hoping now it won't break 100, which is what they were saying last night was 125. Our windows here, we have a hurricane-built house. The windows here are rated to be good until 130 miles an hour. We have steel rods that are buried in the foundation that go up through the walls and are bolted to the top plate of the walls on the second floor. They're about every 16 inches through the house. The roof is strapped to those bolts, so our house is only 5 years old and it was made to the highest standards. So with any luck, we should be okay with what they're calling for now. My prayers are with the people that are getting hit hard right now. If you go near the water, they say not to right now. The wind is pushing hard enough that the water levels in Tampa Bay and along the coast right now are down, that you can see the bottom of the bay right now. Sometimes at 60 yards out into the bay where there should be a couple feet of water, it's dry. So what will happen is as the storm passes and the winds shift around the other way because they are going counterclockwise, the wind that is now pushing the water out of the bay will come back around and push all the water back up into the bay, and we'll have some storm surge flooding there. But we're not near the bay. We're not near the bay. We're well out of storm surge range right now. So we should be okay. I'm really thankful. I'm really utterly thankful and grateful that we've made it this far and been okay. I mean, we have a long night to go and there's going to be a lot of damage, but I think they're now saying it'll be bad but manageable, which is better than what they were saying last night, where they're using words like catastrophic, devastating. It's a little before 6. I thought I'd come out. It's going to get dark in a little bit, and we've had some serious wind gusts. Thankfully, she's been downgraded to a Category 2 now, which is really great. It's not going to be as strong. However, there was a wind gust in Naples where she made landfall of 146 miles an hour, which is just devastating. I feel so bad for them. All the water is, not all of the water, but a lot of the water has been blown out of Tampa Bay. There's manatees laying on the bottom on the mud because the water went out so quick they didn't have time to swim away. Now as soon as Irma gets a little bit closer and the wind starts shifting around the eye, all the water will be pushed back into Tampa Bay and up against the coast again, and all of that will fill in. So hopefully the manatees can hang on until then. We've had some really good rain squalls, some wind. So far, so good. We're getting into the heart of it now. It should be They said by about 7 o'clock we'll be starting to get hit with the harder part of it, with the whatever's left of the eye or the center of her around midnight to 2 o'clock this morning. So obviously I'm not going outside in that. I mean, I may be crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Here we are. It's 25 after 7 in the evening. The winds are just now starting to pick up. Just a couple good blasts. I don't know if you can see that the rain is coming across. Almost looks like clouds of smoke in places. It's 74 degrees, which, considering we don't generally get to 74 in the middle of the night, it just seems very cold. I don't know how much more I'll be able to video. It's starting to get dark. I don't know if you can see the waves of rain coming off my neighbor's roof or not. Hi guys, it's 9:05. The winds have really started to pick up here. We're really grateful that we still have power so far, knock on wood. I'm sorry for the quality. This is about the best light we could get set up for you guys. Really, I think the important thing is watching the rain go by and listening to the wind. Really blowing. Thankfully, instead of going straight over us, Irma's decided to wobble herself over towards the east, with some predictions saying she's going to go over to Orlando now, which is really bad for them, and I feel really bad for them. I'm grateful, however, because I know that last night when we went to bed, they were saying things here were going to be really bad. They were using the words devastating, catastrophic, life-altering, life-threatening. If she would have come straight up along the west coast, and worse yet, even just along the coast, it would have put us on the east side, or what they call the dirty side of the storm. where you have more tornadoes. The winds are harsher. It's just would have been the worst case scenario. It would have been catastrophic. And thankfully for us, she's gone to the east. Because she's overland, she will weaken rather than being a Cat 4, possibly Cat 5, which you were talking about last night. Even in Orlando, she's only going to be a 2. Maybe if they're lucky, she'll weaken to a 1. So much more survivable, so much easier to deal with something like that than a Category 4 or 5 right on the coast because of the storm surge. I would just say, you know, keep praying for the people of Florida. This is going to be devastating. There's more than 1 million people right now without power. Some people they think won't have it back for weeks. At 9:50, the power went out. Luckily, we were prepared with headlamps and flashlights. So we got out the hurricane cake and ate the cake in the dark. I'm going to apologize in advance for the background noise. There's a generator nearby. As you can see, off in the distance there, the houses on the very next street still have power. We don't. It went out about 9:50 this evening. The power company of course, has no estimate when it'll be back. It's really, really cold. Well, not really cold. From Florida, it's cold. It's only 74. It's really damp and breezy, so we won't roast tonight, thank God. We have battery-powered fans. We're ready. Just to add insult to injury, we can go this way. I don't know if you can see, but if you look down there, you can see the light from the church. It's just a shame that you can't see. I don't think you can. There you go. There you go. You can see all the light from the church. And here comes the wind. We just lost our tree. Our tree just went over. We have a hibiscus tree here. It just uprooted right as I stood here. I'm going in. You can't see it, but we've lost the hibiscus tree here. It's a beautiful tree. I'm really sad. It was tied to our fence right here, and it looks like this string snapped. 6-foot tree's okay. Well, it's not broken, so maybe we can pull it back after the storm. It'll be safe where it is now. Sorry you can't really see, it's dark. I'll take pictures of it in the morning. Take care, guys. I'm going inside where it's safe and ride this out. In the end, we were lucky. The worst damage was this air conditioner screen was knocked down. We were able to pull the hibiscus tree back up, and it seems fine. In our little development of 14 houses, the only damage was 2 shingles off of one of the houses. Not bad. When I got up by the road, it was amazing all the Mardi Gras beads had been blown out of the trees and were laying on the street. There were a lot of street signs that were knocked crooked. Up on Main Street, all the billboards were destroyed. But that was the worst of it in our area. We didn't have power until late on Wednesday, but we are grateful because many people still do not have power today on Sunday.